real, it's the next episode. Hold up.
What is going on, everyone? My name is CryTech Chaos, or Matthew, and today I wanted to share another life story with you guys. But before we get into this life story, I have a few things I want to say. First, thank you all for the support these last few months. It means so much to me, and I just wanted to take a minute to thank you all for that. So thank you all so much for the amazing support, because I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for you guys supporting my channel. So thank you all so much once again for the amazing support. Second, the gameplay you are watching is CSGO on the Xbox 360. It was my first game I ever played, so hopefully it's not too newbie to watch because it's way different from the PC version, but it's still a really good game and it's really fun. But let's get right into this life story on how I almost died. Now, this is a very touchy subject for me to talk about. I think only one of my friends knows about this, along with my sister, mom, dad, and grandparents. So only about 6 people heard about this, but I feel like I trust you all enough to tell you about this story now that I'm older, and it feels like it doesn't have that much of an impact on my life anymore. And not only that, but I want you guys to know more about me as a person and my life, instead of just that guy that makes gaming videos. So I hope all that made sense. But anyways, this took place about 8 years ago, so I was about 10 or 9 years old at the time. And for those of you that don't know, my mom and dad got divorced when I was about 4 years old because my dad did drink a lot, and my mom didn't want me and my sister growing up around someone that drinks all the time. And it wasn't really his drinking on why they got a divorce, it was more because he was very violent. So yeah, they're no longer together, sadly. But anyways, every other weekend I would go down to my dad's house to spend time with him. And this one weekend I went down, my dad was drinking a lot more than what he would when I would come over. Like before, he would only have a few beers when I would come over, and that's it. But this time, he drank at least 2 6-packs, possibly more. And later that evening, probably around 6 or 7, he decided to go to an old friend's house. I think his name was Buddy, I'm not too sure. But when we got there, Buddy was having a party, so my dad was drinking even more now. And I was playing with his deer the whole time. And yes, this guy had like 4 deer in his backyard as a pet. Or at least that's what I was told they were for. I'm pretty sure that's not what they were for. But anyways, before I knew it, we had to leave because it was getting very late. And when we got back to my dad's house, he got me something to eat, and it was off the bed. Now right before this, my dad said he was going to take his meds, which helps him sleep at night. And taking any meds while drinking is not a good idea. Even if it's Advil, let alone a damn sleeping pill, alright, it's not a good idea. But anyways, I woke up at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't breathe right. Now, I thought I was having an asthma attack, so I went down to the basement to find our hiking gear, so that way I could grab my spare inhaler. And I took 1 shot of it, and it didn't help, so I went to wake up my dad, and he wouldn't budge no matter how loud I tried yelling, or how hard I hit him. And luckily my grandma was home from work and heard me, so I explained what was happening to her, and she called my mom, and my mom told her to give me another shot of my inhaler. Now at least 20 minutes have passed by and I still can't breathe right, so I went out of my way to take a few more shots of my inhaler. And before I knew it, my heart was seriously pounding out of my chest. And my dad is still passed out, so my grandma called my mom back to pick me up because they both thought I was homesick and that was it. They didn't expect anything of it. And halfway down the road after being picked up, I started screaming out cuss words out of nowhere. And I didn't even remember this happening until the next day when my mom told me. But anyways, my mom and stepdad decided to take me to the hospital, and yet again I had to explain what was happening. And we waited for 2 hours until I said take me home. Now, I said this because it shouldn't take 2 hours for them to take me back and see what's wrong with me, especially when there's a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old that can't breathe right, and their heart is almost coming out of their chest, like seriously. And no, they weren't busy, it was just me and one other person waiting, and all that guy wanted were pills for his tooth or some stupid shit like that. But anyways, for the next week, my heart was still pounding really bad, so I went to my local doctor, and he said prior to me taking the shots of my inhaler, I was having a panic attack. And from me taking so many shots of my inhaler, I basically almost OD'd. Now for those that don't know, OD is an overdose on medications or even drugs. And I was also informed that the inhaler I used was an older inhaler that had some type of steroids in it. And that's why I almost OD'd, and that's why my heart was pounding for a long period of time, along with the pain from it pounding so bad. Now, if you didn't figure this out yet, the reason I almost died was not just because of an overdose, but because my heart almost exploded from the steroids in my inhaler, which was causing my heart to beat faster and harder than normal. But that is basically it. I'm sure I forgot a few things over the years, but that is a story on how I almost died, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.
She's staying high almost all the time, another party almost every night. High heels and makeup, every week she's on another flight. Goes around, always comes around, that's her own life motto. Sunday California, Monday in Chicago.